What's up? This shirt makes me feel like Harry Styles, and I'm not mad about it. Hey guys, what is up? It's so good to be back. It's been like a long time since we've made a video, and it feels weird. So a lot has been happening in my life lately. I know I said I was gonna film during the school year, and I really didn't. It got crazy hectic. Freshman year was like one of the craziest times of my life, and I can't believe that it's been a year since I was sitting here saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait for college to start. So much happened in this past year that I can't even think, like I can't even think about it because it just blows my mind. It just feels like it wasn't even real. Like, I don't know, it was just such a good experience. I loved freshman year. I want to go back and redo it over and over and over, but I know these next few years are gonna be great, and I'm so excited, so excited. Cheesy. So today I thought it would be cool to sit down and kind of talk about freshman year, you know? I've experienced it. I know everything. So I thought I would answer some of y'all's questions, some of your deepest, darkest, secret type questions. So I went over to the good old trusty Snapchat and Instagram and asked my friends, because I don't have many followers, to ask me questions about college. And here's what you guys asked. We're gonna do it now. Lindsay said, is it a good idea to try and balance college and work for your first year? Lindsay, that is a great question. I personally didn't try to. I know some people needed to, because you know, some people have to help pay for college, so they need a job, and it's definitely possible. I know some amazing people that worked and took a lot more classes than I did. Kudos to them, they're amazing. I didn't work freshman year just because I didn't know what the adjustment was gonna be like. I don't know about you, but I was pretty dependent upon my parents back at home. So I had to learn a lot of time management and how to feed myself correctly. I say you definitely can balance work and school, but maybe not your first year. I definitely say not your first semester, just to see how it is. And then if you feel like you can handle it after your first semester, you can definitely get a job. It's the real world, it's on real time. You can just go apply places, it's crazy. But I think I'm gonna get a job next year, because I spend way too much money on food. Ashley said, how many cookies are you allowed to eat on your way out of Bolton? Girl, you can eat as many cookies as you can fit into your hands and mouth at once. Just go for it all. I recommend bringing an extra bag, maybe some Ziploc bags in there, stuff all the cookies in there. You know, you're gonna be walking up these hills. It's gonna be like you didn't even eat 8,000 cookies. Andy said, yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. Is that gonna affect my final grade? You know, Andy, I really think it depends on the professor. I know you can go on Rate My Professor and see if their little loves milk box is checked. If that's checked, I'd say maybe don't take their class because they love milk, you're lactose intolerant. Something's not gonna line up there. The lovely Sophia asked, will people make fun of me for being a dingus? I mean, I didn't. Hadley Hughes asked, how do I get my GPA up? Thanks. Well, Hadley, this is a question that all of us have been asking this whole year. Actually our whole existence actually. In pre-K, I was begging my teachers to bump that 89 to a 90. So I think it's just something we all have to handle together. And if we just link up and really believe and try and understand where each other's coming from, I think we can get through this. So don't worry about that GPA. It doesn't even matter, right? Bradley asked, why did you avoid me and Kevin all semester long? You know, I think that's a question for another video. Emily asked, do you really sing in the shower and stuff? Is it like one massive stall and you all share together? How does it work? Is there privacy? Do you actually make friends in college? Like with people besides your roommate? Emily, I asked for one question. So I found the freshman dorms very helpful for making friends. The dorm I lived in was like guys and girls, alternating on each floor. No. It was girls on the top two and boys on the bottom two. And I don't know, I just found that the dorm I was living in was a really good style to branch out and make friends if you were willing. The doors to each of our rooms, why do I look like this? The doors to each of our rooms, which was 2 people to a room, they, like, if you left them open, they didn't close, which I really liked. So in the very beginning, when everyone was awkward and like, hi, do I speak first? Do you speak first? It was good to be able to leave the door open, and if people were walking by, they could say, hey, what's up? I definitely think that aspect was very helpful, and just being like forced to live in the same 5 inches away from people you didn't know really helped. I don't know, really helped you to be able to get to know them better. My dorm specifically had community bathrooms, so we all had to shower in the same area. We all saw each other's hair stuck on the wall. As disgusting as that sounds, I really wouldn't trade it for anything else. Like, I don't know. It just makes me so happy to think about. Cheesy. So yes, Emily, you do make friends in college, I think. You can, if you try. You will. I'm sorry, that sounded bad. Rachel asked, hello, how do I make friends in college? I hope that last answer just helped you, Rachel. Rachel also asked, how do I calm myself when I have so much debt? I don't know if you can. Kira asked, how many people will I sleep with? I think that really depends on how many slumber parties you have. Am I right, ladies? Kira also asked, should I try to become my roommate's BFF? Well, this is a sticky situation. Because you do live in the same room as this person. Well, depending on what your dorm is like, you do live in the same area as this person. And I mean, you don't have to be best friends by any means. You could literally just live there, and then as soon as you leave that room, that apartment, that whatever, go out and live your separate lives, go to your separate classes, do your separate things. But in my experience, it was best to have my roommate be one of my best friends, because it just made everything more fun and easier and like open. You could be yourself around them, and you gained another friend through that. So I get so sappy when I'm thinking about this past year. It's just been so good to me. Jeez Louise asked, are the classes hard? And are they big, like the amount of students per classroom? Well, geez Louise, some of the classes really make me want to say geez Louise. The thing that I think is hard is keeping up with what is due on what day, and oh, today is Monday, this is due on Wednesday, so I'm not gonna do it tonight, I'm just gonna wait until Tuesday night. That was the hardest thing for me, because if I would have just done it when I knew about it, when I was thinking about it, it would have been out of my worries. That didn't make sense. It would have been one less thing I had to worry about the next night. But I think that's something that everyone struggles with, and something that I can definitely work on. I don't really know if I'm answering your question. Are they big, like the amount of students? At the University of Georgia, where I go, there are definitely very large classes. Like your freshman classes especially are gonna be some of the largest classes that you take, or like your basic core classes that pretty much everyone needs to take. They're gonna have more people in them. My first semester, the biggest class I had was 80 kids, and all the other ones were like 30, 25. And then this past semester, I had 2 large classes, and they were both like 300 kids. It just depends on what class you're in, and when you get higher up, like in your major classes, like junior and senior year, they definitely shrink in size. But I know that some classes at other schools aren't as large as UGA. UGA is just pretty big. Madison asked, how do I best prepare myself to cry every hour, even when I'm already out of tears? Well, Madison, even though it might seem logical to recommend like a therapist here, maybe a Dr. Phil, maybe Ellen DeGeneres, what I'm gonna say is you are completely normal. And if you haven't gone to college yet, be prepared to cry. Just kidding, it's great! Tyler asked, how is walking to classes at UGA? Definitely the first few weeks I was there, I was so very out of shape. There are a lot more hills at UGA than I thought. I mean, I had barely ever been to Athens before I went to school there. Good choice, Haley. There are buses you can take, but I do definitely recommend walking. Gotta win that, what's it called? What is the thing called? Fitbit, you gotta win those Fitbit challenges. Jeez. I don't know, it really did do something to help me stay in shape. And now that I don't have it, I wanna be back to where I have to walk everywhere. Just kidding. cars are great. Tucker asked, where is it? What all is needed for a successful dorm room? Good question, Tucker. I was actually thinking about making a separate video on this because a year ago, I can't believe it was a year ago. I'm old. Almost a year ago, I made the what I'm taking to college haul, and I found that there's a fuzz. I found that I didn't end up using all of the stuff that I brought to college. I mean, there were most things I did use, and then I found that there were things that I didn't bring that I ended up needing. So if you guys are interested, if all 3 of you watching are interested, leave it in the comments and tell me if you would want to see my updated what I actually used for college and what I think you should bring video. That won't be the title. Sean says, my friends have this thing called a social life. Where do I get one? Don't we all want to know? Daria asked, is UGA hard? Well guys, that is all I got for you today. I know. I can make another one though. I have so many other ideas for videos that I want to make, so many other things I want to talk about my life, about my life. I hope at least some of the answers were helpful to you in some way and that you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try really hard to start posting videos more regularly, even though I say that every single time, but hopefully this time it will actually work. I don't really know why this British accent came in, but I think I'm gonna end the video like this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in mine and Abby's next video. Bye! I went to the dentist today. I'm an egg, I'm a real life egg. I look like an egg and I talk like an egg and I'm trying to see if I have any more questions. I burped. Let's check and see if there's any last minute questions. Alright, no last minute questions on Snapchat. Yep, no questions on there either. I hope some of the tips were I hope some of the answers were helpful. I hope at least some of the answers. I don't know how to YouTube anymore.